Hello everyone, Namaste and welcome back to SJS CTET classes. I am Sridevi JS. Today in this video, we are going to see some important concepts in nature of mathematics, that is pedagogy, teaching strategies related. Okay, so this is actually a second part of the video. Already we have discussed the teaching strategies. Okay, so if you didn't see that video, please go to the description of this video. I have given the link of that. So please watch that. Okay. And if you are seeing my channel for the first time, please do like, share, and subscribe. Okay. So let us go to today's topic. Okay. So everyone, first today's topic is group work. So what are the group work features? This is one of the teaching strategy which mathematics teachers are using. In group work, the teacher teaches by activities, projects, assignments, or practical work. The people find many opportunities in group work, right? So yes, teachers are using activities, giving projects, assignments to students to get the results or the conceptual learning. It is beneficial to all the students, right? It's beneficial, yes. By doing group work, ability of the student increases, and it is one of the best technique of teaching mathematics. This is considered as one of the best techniques. Why that we are coming to the points. Group work should be homogeneous in the matter of intelligence and level of achievement. See, homogeneous means a group of students who are having a same academic level. So if you give a particular work to this homogeneous group of students, so again the level of achievement will increase, right? So the result which you expect will be getting more easier, right? So exchange of ideas and opinions take place efficiently. Yes, it is because of the homogeneity you can get the efficiency there. It makes competitive cooperation amongst the group members. See, students have a healthy competition if it is there, that is good only. So if in one group, if a student is presenting one thing, so other students are also wish to compete in that level. So that will be helping them. The best age in this group may pose profitable is the age from 8 to 12. This group activity is correctly apt for the students who are in the age of 8 to 12. The purpose of group work is must be adequately clear. So whenever a teacher is giving a group work, so why the teacher is giving the group work? That she or he should be thoroughly aware of. Okay. Then components of group work. The teacher is one of the component. Problem, what problem that you are going to give? Content. What are the contents in that? What type of group that you are going to create and how that you will evaluate. So these are the components of group work. Okay. Now we can see the second strategy of today's class, self-study. Self-study, as the name implies, it is individual on independent study, right? Self-study can be made more effective and systematic by giving regular homework or assignment. So if you are regularly giving practice works, so the student also will be regular in doing the practice work. So there will be a habit which will be developing, independent habit. Then in this technique, children learn to make use of their own knowledge and experience in tackling various problems. See, this will make them a habit of problem solving. It's also develops self-confidence, self-independence. So these are all attributes of the self-study, right? And they won't be hesitating to tackle any problems in their life. Then it develops the sense of responsibility and regularity. So if you are doing self-study, you will be responsible. So what you have to do, how far you have to learn, up to what time you have to learn, what are the topic to be covered. So everything will be decided by the person concerned or the work allotted by the teacher concerned. So it should have a plan of action. So responsibility will be there, regularity will be there. Okay. Then self-study discourages habit of cramming. So here and there we don't have to grab the knowledge, but there should be a specific plan so that it is discouraging the habit of cramming. Okay. So there will be a unity of nature, uniformity of activity. Then it develops heuristic and problem solving attitude in children. See, they will be discovering, that means they will be thinking, so from where we will be getting related data, so that the kind of mind will be curious, right? So in order to solve the problem, so it develops that heuristic set of minds in children. Then it is the best way to supplement classwork. Okay, so that is also a strategy for maths self-study. Then supervised study. Supervised study means every child has to devote its prescribed time compulsorily. So prescribed time compulsorily means the student has to give a particular time limit, right? so that the supervised study can be completed, right? And it creates a formal atmosphere for self-study. See, supervised study means it is what we can say, it is on the monitoring of the teacher. It is under the monitoring of the teacher, right? So there it will not be a informal atmosphere. It will be a formal atmosphere, right? And in this technique, the child learns according to abilities and capacities. So that is also whatever he is having ability. So according to that, he is learning. This technique is used keeping in view all the people of the class and keeping in view especially those people who are backward in mathematics. So this technique can be adapted to all level of students. It involves steps: introduction, instruction for study, supervision by the teacher, development of blackboard summary, etc. So these are the main steps which is involved in it. Then teacher solves these individual problems by supervising his task as a friend, helper, and a guide. Teacher is a facilitator here, friend, helper here. Okay. And in this technique, both the teacher and child remain active. So that means whatever the progress is happening inside. So the observer is the teacher, and the teacher can support the student in order to get the conceptual level. So that is happening here. So because of that, teacher and student will remain active in this strategy. It ensures sustained progress, the gradual progress, the progress whichever is attained will not go back. I mean, the acceptance or the achieved level will be sustained. Okay. And the mistakes and the difficulties of the children can be removed on the spot itself. See, if a teacher is listening to them, if there is any error on the spot itself, teacher can correct it, right? And the technique is based on the principle of activity and individual difference. So this principle is based on two. This technique is based on two: principle of activity and principle of individual differences. Then the teacher's presence makes the atmosphere more disciplined. The teacher is there, so the student will be having in their mind that yes, the teacher is observing me, so I have to do it. So I am supposed to do it. So that kind of presence make the atmosphere more disciplined. Right? Then, so while we are doing the supervised study, so some point we have to be very careful also, we the teachers. The period of study should not be too long. This kind of activity, there should be a particular period. That is what I have said you in the beginning itself. So the period of study should be a particular one, right? And there should be more freedom and facility for mutual exchange of ideas. So always the teacher knows how to indulge in between. So there should be more freedom in from the end of child. Then the teacher must possess insight and resourcefulness. Teacher should have, if the teacher has to correct it, the teacher should have the resourcefulness, right? So then importance should be given to the topic selection, interest, attitude, and needs and capacities of the children. So topic can be selective by the student. Okay. Then now next we have review. Reviews means it is actually the recapitalization of any activity that has been done by the students, right? For example, any drill work, form work or written work, whatever you are giving. So at the end of the day, what the student has been learned, that is we have to assess, the teachers has to assess. So that process itself is review, right? And the review is indeed to make a recall process more effective, and it emphasizes on the thought that meaning rather than habit formation. So it is emphasizing on the thought. So what is already there in the mind of the student or child. So that has to be checked by the teacher whether it is correct according to the expectation. So that is it is meant by. Okay. So next is assignment. Assignments can be given either before or after a lesson or after a topic. Right? It should be brief so that people will more willing to try to do this. So people should like to do that, right? So if it is brief, they will like to do that. So if it is an elongated process, so they will be hesitating sometimes, right? So it includes two different types of problems: repetitive problems and review problems. What is repetitive problems? That actually it is emphasizing what is newly learned in the classroom. That is, for example, today itself we are teaching a topic. So from regarding that, the problems are asked or the assignments are supported or given. So that is repetitive in nature. Okay. So this will provide the children an opportunity to see the real mastery, what if the student has learned on the particular day. For example, today. Okay. And when it comes to review problems, that means it is whatever the student is having in their mind, previous knowledge. It is based on the previous knowledge, not of the current knowledge. Current knowledge, repetitive problems. Review problems means it is based on the previous knowledge of the child. Okay, and this review problems are also known as spiral assignment. Okay, so this method do not allow the child to forget mathematics he has learned previously. So it is more based on past knowledge. Okay. And what are the effectiveness of assignment? Assignment shall be insightful in proper hints and can be given to the children. It should be insightful. So what is the purpose of giving this assignment? That is insightful. So that should be there. It must motivate and clear all the doubts and misunderstandings of the students. Interaction between the teacher and the student is a must one. It stimulates the usage of reference books. See, whenever we are giving an assignment, in the higher classes, we are asking them to go and use the resources. So they are using reference books, textbooks, teaching and learning materials, etc. Right? So that kind of habit is also coming when the effectiveness of assignment comes. Okay. So next we can see what is brainstorming. So many where you might have learned this or heard this brainstorming. Brainstorming is a democratic and problem-centered technique. So I'll tell you how the teacher is giving. See, it is based on modern theory of generalization of a task, and here the contents are largely determined by the students, right? And encourages creativity of the students and help them to perform in group rather than individual study. So it's a somewhat like a group study. In this, teacher is assigning a problem to the student. First, teacher will be assigning a problem to the student, and student will be thinking over and over again on the problem independently, and then they discuss. So after a discussion, the student will come up with certain experiments, that means certain opinions from their end. So the teacher can write that on the blackboard, right? And what all from group 1, what all the points secured, group 2, what all the points, group 3, what all the points. So all those points can be listed out in the background or blackboard, so that all the culmination at the end can be very much appreciable when it is come to that fruitful level. Okay, and it's a problem-oriented strategy of teaching learning, and very, very important, it is helping to achieve higher order of cognitive and affective objective. So the intelligence is there, application is there. So cognitive affective objectives are mainly focused in this brainstorming method. It's a very, very effective method. Now, last today's topic, we are going to see what is that mathematics and logical reasoning. See, in the competitive examinations, we are all focusing on what the logical reasoning ability of a child. So why that? Reasoning is a fundamental knowing and doing mathematics. It enables the child to make use of all their mathematical skills, right? So what all the ways they can think out of it, so they can do that. That is reasoning. To make effective of reasoning, we can follow a certain scenario. So there should be evaluate situation, description. They can select problem solving strategies, reflect on the solutions, draw local conclusions, develop solutions. So what all the possibilities they can make it effective. So that is coming under reasoning. And there are two types of reasoning, namely deductive reasoning and inductive reasoning. So deductive reasoning means it is a process of reaching conclusion based on the previously known facts. Right. So already what it is known, based on that the conclusion arrives. And what is inductive reasoning? The process of arriving the conclusion based on set of observations. So what we are observing at a particular time, that from there the inductive reasoning comes. So the validity we cannot assure. For example, a stimulate, if the experiment is stimulating at the particular time, so always it is because of certain circumstances, right? So that is always can be assured that it is every time it will be safe, so that we cannot fix it, right? So mostly mathematical principles are relied on deductive reasoning only, because whatever we have learned on past, that applications we are using when it comes to the higher grades. So deductive reasoning is more applicable in mathematics. Okay, so that's all regarding today's topic. So I hope this video is informative to you. So please note down the important points, and we will see you in the next video with a certain important topic. Okay, so thank you, and we will see. Thank you.